Hi traders, this is Blake Morrow. You were listening to the Lunch Money webinar. I want to welcome you all back. Uh, yeah, if you missed the announcement from earlier this morning, I have resigned as Chief Currency Strategist at the WiseTrade Group, and my last day will be this Friday, December 23rd. And after nearly 15 years of broadcasting, I am hanging it up, hanging it up. I'll be trading for a fund out of Florida, and I'll be trading full-time, much larger size. So I've got to really um, divert my attention to that. And it was a really tough decision. As I was saying earlier to the group this morning. I'm really going to miss you guys. I've put my heart and soul into this organization for so many years, and I hope that you all to reap the benefits of that. And it's tough, and it's tough for me, um, and I just like I said to everybody earlier this morning, I'm gonna miss you guys. I've spent a lot of time, countless hours providing analysis um, for free for a lot of you guys for so many years. So this is a big step uh, for me and for you guys. It's gonna be all right. You guys are gonna have this same crew. You're gonna have Kip back full time. Extended hours with Kip and Steve Bealby, with Paul Franco, and and it's going to be great for the WiseTrade Group, and it's going to be great for you guys. And but I'll still be around. I'll still be trading. Wise Baby Miller asks how can I still follow you on? You can just follow me on Twitter. My analysis will still be seen on Forex Analytics there, but doing webinars for 3.5 hours a day, and my other job duties at the WiseTrade Group will go away. It's I've like I said today earlier, the whole since 2002, since I've been doing this, my whole my hopes have always been to reshape the bell curve best I can, for traders, to make it so traders had a greater success of succeeding. And I hope some of the tricks of the trade that I've learned over the years that I've given you have allowed you to continue on doing what you do here, and will allow you to continue on for years to come. There are lessons that I either learned from somebody else, or for the most part learned on my own, especially when a lot of my lessons in risk management and the way I time my entries, and it's just it was a tough decision. It really was. But this is the next step in my career, and I'm glad to have been a part of your daily lives for so many years for many of you. But I will be here this week. As I said this morning, I'll be finishing up this week. The schedule will change from after the Christmas holiday on, and I wish you all the best. If you follow me on Twitter, you see me there, and I'm still going to be very active in the markets, more active than I've ever been, and I'll probably still be very active on social media, probably more so, as I'll have a little bit more time to devote to that. So anyway, that's it. Yeah. Dave asked, am I moving? No, I'm not moving anywhere. I'll be trading right from here, right from where I'm at right now. I'll be located in sunny Scottsdale, Arizona. Hugh said, I've listened to you and gained so much from you, Blake. I think 14 years. I was I was one of the first to purchase the Wise Trade for stocks, also Forex. I hope to follow you in your new venture. Thank you very much for all that you've done teaching me market concepts. That comes from Hugh Williams. Thank you, Hugh. And I had not known that you had been such a. I knew you'd been around for a while, but I did not know 14 years. It's a long time. And like I've said earlier, you guys are all part of my family. I've spent more time with you than sometimes my kids, and so it was a very hard decision, very tough for me. But like I said, I think that I've given you all that I could give, tools to be successful in the markets. I think you all have what it takes. And again, all I set out to do is reshape the bell curve. When I first started trading, they said 5%, it's your success rate, 5%. And if I come in contact with you and you've managed to be successful, because of me, or at least partially because of me, then that means that myself and Kip and Steve and Chris Asaro and Paul Franco, we've managed to reshape that bell curve, at least the ones that we've come in contact with over the years. So if you have a 40, 50, 60% chance of succeeding, if you've come in contact with any one of us, I feel good about that. I can sleep at night. So, like I said earlier, let's enjoy the week together. We're going to still have some decent liquidity for the next few days. Friday will probably be pretty bad, but yeah, y'all still be around. And I told Steve and Kip too. Hey, if I have if there's something big brewing in the market, I'll blog about it. I'll tweet about it. I'll post about it. I'll come on here and I'll say something about it. And there was some big, developments happening. And sometimes, there's some that are more bigger than others that we could look to take advantage of. So, and I know you'll be around, for those. I think you are well equipped to take on the markets as it is. Let's see here. Barry says, "Hey man, whoops. Sad to hear the news, but hold on really fast." Sorry about that, guys. Barry said, "Hey man, sad to hear the news, but I'm also really excited for you. Good luck on the buy side. Are you moving to Florida?" No, nope, not moving to Florida. Not moving to Florida. I'll be sitting right here. Let's see. Jan says, "What's the change?" Hopefully you got the information out. Mary says, "Blake, I don't see you on the new schedule. Where are you going?" Well, I hope I answered that question. James says, "Getting back Nick Paragula would have been nice." Yeah, Nick's. I haven't talked to Nick in a few years. He actually switched careers completely. He's like a project manager at the city. Because he had to move. He had to move because of his wife and her family, and he just, I think he you know, decided to make a complete life change at that point. So I haven't talked to him in a couple of years. Varden says, "Mr. Blake, we're going to miss you and wish you the best and your family." Thank you, Varden. Alan says, "Thank you. Best wishes to you and your family." Thank you, Alan. Joe says, "Blake, you're not gone yet, and I miss you already." Kyle says, "Oh my God, is this it for Blake? I'm gonna cry." Well, I'm still here. Hugh, hopefully I answered that question. Uh, Kyle says, "You've given us so much and never asked for anything in return. You deserve to do whatever the fudge you want to, man. Thanks for being my foster Forex daddy." My pleasure. And like I said, you haven't heard the last of me. I'll be around. I'll be around. Just not on a daily basis. Russ says, "Good luck, Blake, on your new adventures." Thank you. Vartan, yes you do. Yes you do. Gary said, "Godspeed, Marine Semper Fi." Thank you, Gary. And Semper Fi to you, brother. Russ says, "Come back and visit once in a while." I will. Travis said, "Sad to hear that you are leaving, Blake, but all the best to you in this new direction you are taking with your trading." Thank you. Mark says, "Did you get the request transfer forms to get approval from your CO, soldier?" I did. I did, actually. Pretty much, Brian. That's what the goal is there. Um, Ahmad asked, "Will I still be doing your analysis on Forex Analytics?" I will be supplying analysis there as well. Yes, just not on an audio type of format. Alex said, "Always remember your blue light specials. I remember your mom's anecdote in Kmart. Buying in pullbacks and vice versa has been an invaluable lesson. Again, it's a sad day for all of us, but you need to move on. You need to keep growing personally and professionally, and we need to step up and apply the lessons learned. It's a law of life. It's just hard when it happens, but at least we have one more week." Yeah, thank you. Vince says, "Good luck, Blake. You have been a great influence on my trading. I wish I would switch to Forex sooner. It was a pleasure meeting you, and I hope we can still get together the next time I come down there. You know I love that area, so I will be back." Well, Vince, you know I'll be living within a 5-mile radius of when you come back. So, yeah, you look me up. You know exactly where to find me. You know how to find me, and you even have my number. Windsor says, "Guys like Greg Michalowski and you made me part of that 5% of successful traders. Thanks a lot, Blake." My pleasure, Windsor. Barry said, "I've never had a true mentor in the markets, but I consider you the closest thing to a mentor I've ever had. I'm not sure if you remember, but you said some very kind words to me when things weren't going so well, and I will always be grateful for that. Looking forward to hearing about your future successes." Thank you, Barry. I really appreciate that. Let me know if you're ever in Florida. I've got people you can talk to. Daniel says, "Sorry, Blake, I wasn't here from the beginning of the webinar. Where are you going?" I'll be trading for a fund. Dave says, "How does this affect your role at Forex Analytics?" Nothing. None at all, Dave. None at all. Jose says, "Blake, you've always told us that the day would come when you're no longer on the webinar with us. Now it's our turn to make you proud and put all those skills we learned from you to full use. Thanks for everything." The darn Skippy, Jose. That's it, man. You do it. You know how to do it. Each and every one of you. Look, there. You know. Here, let me put on the video real quick. Give me a second. Give me a second here. You know, guys, it really is it's not rocket science. It isn't. You know what we do. It isn't. You buy pullbacks. You sell rallies. You don't chase the markets. You look for high probability setups, and you have impeccable risk management. You know, risk management being, I'm going to risk $1 to make 3. I'm going to risk $1 to make more than that. Okay, it's a very simple process. The problem that most traders have is it's in here, because they have FOMO, fear of missing out. So they rush in, you end up chasing the markets. Those are the mistakes that I hope you won't make. Those are the lifelong lessons in this market that I hope that you will always remember. You'll always remember that, hey, listen, I'm not chasing the market. The market can go up, and if I miss it, it's okay. If it pulls back and it's within my parameters, my risk parameters of something that I've been planning on buying or selling, then do it. Don't pay up for anything. Okay? Wait for the right setups. The market's going to outlive you. You're not missing anything by missing that one trade. These are the little lessons that I wish that somebody had taught me, when I first started trading. It's like, I wish somebody would have just said, hey, stop freaking out. The market's going to pull back a little bit. Why don't you wait for that pullback? And if it doesn't, so be it. You got another trade coming. These are all the things that that I try to, preach and preach and preach, every day. And hopefully you have been able to run with those. But I'll miss you all. It's been a long time. It's been a good time, and I've enjoyed my time with you. Jack says, Blake, glad for you, and we'll miss you. You were the blue light special for me. What's your blog and email? The blog will be on Forex Analytics. This right here. You can always remember Forex Analytics is with an X, but you got the blog right here. Okay. And I'll be providing analysis here still. This is with this team, but you can see the blog here. It's free. I'll be posting stuff there on big setups that we see. My email for now, for this week, you can still email me at bmorrow at b.morrow@wisetrade. Okay. Eric says, how do I invest in the fund? Unfortunately, you can't. Patrick says, Blake, can't thank you enough for what you've done for my trading career this last several years. We're going to miss you, but wish you all the best in the new endeavor. Thank you again, my friend. Thanks, Patrick from Sacktown. If I'm ever in Sacramento, which undoubtedly will be, I'll make sure I look you up. Alex says, I need to buy a FOMO shirt, Blake, before it's too late. How do we buy one? Oh, I'm still in the process of making those, so don't worry. I'm still there. I'm still working on that. Kevin says, you're an awesome trader, Blake. 1 in a million. When can we expect your book to be released? I'm not writing a book. Mary, that's funny, but thank you. VJ said, man, you make us cry. I didn't mean to make you cry. Daniel says, thank you, Blake, for everything. Will you still post on Twitter? I will still post some stuff on Twitter, of course. Absolutely. I'm not leaving. I just remember I'm still going to be sitting here. Even next week, well, next week maybe not, but after January 1st, just imagine I'll still be sitting here in this desk trading the crap out of the markets. Carlos said, hey, Blake, I lost my job in February, and have been listening to you full-time since May. I've been able to make a living off trading for the past month and also share my will with those not so fortunate. I feel that I've become a better person. Your story on how you helped Amir along with WiseTrade makes me realize that money is not everything, and you are very sorry to see you go. Best wishes on your new endeavor. I will follow you on Twitter and Forex Analytics. Thank you, Carlos. Appreciate that. Barry says, are you ready to trade some size? Oh, yeah. Yes, I am, Barry. Like it's nobody's business. VJ says, words are not enough to express our emotions and gratitude. I was trading stocks. Jared made me move to options and he left. You made me move to FX now, and it's not fair. Oh, VJ, VJ. Um, uh, Kyle says you should sell some commemorative Morning Edge shirts. I would buy that instantly. VJ says you have to be a Forex forum at least. No, I don't do those. I don't do those trade shows. I'm not a big trade show fan, but thanks. All right, guys. Hey, real quick, let's talk a little markets, and I don't want to get away from the sappy stuff for a bit. Markets came under a little bit of pressure today, just from the highs, and one thing that I was looking at in particular was the dollar yen, and the dollar yen has come off its highs as well. See a real big. I'm kind of bummed out because I had a good size long yen position over the weekend. I covered my New Zealand yen like literally 100 pips ago, or almost 100 pips ago. I covered it around here, and maybe 80 pips ago, and last night. But we've dropped pretty aggressively. Big reversal out of this ascending wedge. The yen pairs have come under some pressure. I don't think it's over yet. Although I'm not shorting the dollar yen, I still look at the dollar yen as a potential long. It just has to come down a little bit further. So when I'm looking at the dollar yen, I am thinking that a move down to the 116 level, is possible. And so I'm looking for a move down to there. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to be a buyer as we approach 116. It really depends on risk appetite and risk aversion. I do think that the dollar will continue to be in demand. I am more inclined to buy the dollar against other currencies. So I'm in the camp of wanting to short the euro on a little bit of a rally. Notice that the euro has not sold off at all. Okay, so if the dollar wants to squeeze a little bit, or if the longs want to get squeezed a little bit, they can. I still think that there's a chance that the euro can make it towards 105, maybe 105.20 before rolling back over. And personally, I'd like to be short the euro dollar on a rally to 105. I don't think being short down here is quite the right play at this moment. So those are the kind of the things that I'm looking for. I'm hoping the Kiwi might rally towards 70 cents as well, and give us an opportunity to short it up there. All right, so those are the things that I'm trying to pay attention to. I still believe that the dollar demand is going to be strong going into year end. Nothing's changing. Like when you look around, you can say, well, these two central banks, the European Central Bank and the FOMC are going in two opposite directions, and nothing's going to change until January, at least. So, anybody who is short the dollar right now going into year end is probably a little concerned, that there might be some flows that come through. So, it is a big possibility that we see I think we see some dollar demand going in the year, and that's why I'm going to use any rally, especially tonight or tomorrow in the euro, to find a place to trade into. Okay. Hey guys, stand by. I'll be back in a few minutes. I'm going to put you on hold for just a few minutes. Don't go don't go anywhere. I'll be back to answer some more questions and continue on with. We want to take a look at crude oil when I get back. Thanks, everyone. Hi traders, this is Blake Morrow. You were listening to the Lunch Money webinar. Kyle asked a question that deserves an answer, because this is a question that I think a lot of people, when they first start trading, they ask, but it's a good question. So the question that he asks is, how do you go about determining your your level zones for pullbacks to end. Do you rely mostly on Fibonacci's? I've had some success just keeping it simple and playing around numbers and precious resistance areas, but still usually feel like I'm guessing. Short now, the dollar yen from 118, looking to take profit soon, but not sure when. Okay, so when let's go to the dollar yen, since this one is something that you're trading in particular. Okay, what I like to do when I'm looking for support and resistance levels is I do like to draw off of multiple, you know, things, and again, it's just about keeping it really simple as you possibly can. So when for me, Fibonacci's are very key to me. They're probably, aside from trend lines, you know, some of the first things that I've ever incorporated into my trading. And drawing a fib, okay, is going to give me at least a guide of where I think something may go. You know, the most important Fibonacci's being the 38%, 618, and maybe the 786. Okay, and then you have extensions after that. But what I try to do is I try to find, you know, figuring out where like a move started and where it began, and like where it ended, and looking for, you know, what might coincide with a horizontal support, a breakout point, a resistance, you know, channel support, channel resistance, matched up with some sort of fib. So, for example, if I look at like this last move that the dollar yen did, I can say, all right, well, you know, if the move started here and we went up to the highs, and 618 retracement comes in this case, like 116.23, and I can look at that and say, all right, well, there's a breakout point right here, you know, that came in at 116. This to me is like right here is a zone, if you will, that we should get some sort of reaction from. All right, now when I say zone, you can see that little red highlighted area and say, okay, well, somewhere down there I'm expecting a bounce. Now, does that mean it's going to bounce and go to new highs? I don't know. I think there's a lot more to it than just that. You have to look at, you know, what is the macro picture? What's driving, you know, the move up or down from here, you know, and what's behind it. But at least I can say, all right, around there, I should get some sort of bounce. So if I go, okay, well, if it's around there, then I might wait till we get to that, you know, this breakout point, and say, okay, well, I'll just get long at 116. I can put my stops at 115.60, for example, and now I'm only risking 40 pips. Okay, great. So I'm risking 40 pips. Am I capable of making at least 60, 80, maybe 100 pips from a bounce from 116? The answer to that question is, yeah, sure. You know, trend is going higher. You know, I've got a fib. I've got horizontal horizontal support. There's a lot of things that really factor into, you know, that say, all right, well, I'm willing to take a shot. Can I lose money? Absolutely. But you know, if I'm gonna take a shot at something and I have a, let's say, 50% chance of losing money, well, I want to make sure that my risk reward is favorable, and in this case, it would be. All right. And so those are the types of things you know, it's not just a fib. I have to use a Fibonacci and then other things on top of it to make sure that trade makes sense. Usually comes in the form of, you know, some sort of trend lines or support and resistance, maybe a divergent relative strength, a few different things that go into it. But a Fibonacci is really a very important component of it all for me. Okay. Currency says, how do you think the head and shoulder pattern on the S&P 500 is still valid? Do I think? Let's see here. Hold on. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, you know, I think it's, I mean, I still, you know, it's got to break probably this afternoon to keep the symmetry about it. But you know, because now your right shoulder has become a little too elongated, and the risk is people that shorted it in anticipation um, are looking for a pop higher. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, or they're gonna end up closing out their shorts because they expected to move lower and they're not getting it. Um, Patrick H. said, Blake, after you're gone, for anyone that wants a refresher on some of your methods, such as risk management or fibs, can they email wisetrade.com, correct? Yeah, you can. And matter of fact, those videos that I've done, the video library that WiseTrade has, those videos aren't going anywhere. Um, I strongly urge you. Again, I don't make any money on these, guys. Just make sure you all know that. I am I'm not going anywhere, those videos aren't going anywhere. So make sure that you know get them and utilize them if you can. Utilize them if you want the Fibonacci webinar, it's $30. Email somebody at WiseTrade. Contact the support. They'll get it for you. There's definitely some good learning courses in there. Kyle still asked, will we still be able to purchase your Fibonacci webinar after you're gone? Yes. So that just answered your question too. Absolutely. Eric says, are you taking a scalping approach or swing in your new venture? It depends. I mean, I'll probably trade a lot like I trade now. You know what I mean? I don't think my trading's going to change a whole lot. Lorraine says, any thoughts on the yen news overnight? And I'm still upset. I got your email, Lorraine. By the way, I haven't had an opportunity to return emails yet. Any thoughts about the BOJ? Well, the BOJ's got to be a little happier about the weakness of the yen that they've been seeing. It doesn't surprise me that there's a pullback right now. That the yen's bouncing a little bit. I would think that this continues. Oh crap! This is from the office. Can you hold, please? Thank you. Be right back from the WiseTrade office. All right, traders. This is Blake Morrow. Sorry about that. Wait. I'm going to continue on with questions here. So market's still. It's kind of doing nothing right now. Going into the rest of this week, we have the BOJ tonight, which, by the way, like I said, I wouldn't expect a whole lot about the BOJ. I think I was answering a question from Lorraine about the BOJ. Look, they're happy that the yen is weakening. I don't think they don't want to disrupt that gravy train at all. It's interesting. I also read an article just a couple of weeks back. Regarding their, regarding them wanting to talk about tightening. I don't know how that's even possible and why they would even consider doing that, as they should be looking at, wanting to weaken the yen a little further, just like the won and the renminbi, continues to weaken. They want to keep pace with that so they don't lose, competitiveness with China. But this week though we are going to have on Thursday, which is really the last of the U.S. data that's coming in. We'll have GDP and durable goods orders and some economic data that might actually move the needle. And then after that, it should be pretty much dead going into the Christmas holiday. Vartan says you should claim these videos. Nah, it's the WiseTrade and I have it's been a it's good relationship, and I want to keep it that way. But Thomas asks, Blake, if you don't mind me asking, what is your average monthly return? It's good. It's good. I'll give you my standard question. I try to average a 0.5% a day. Sometimes I exceed that. Currency asks bat pattern on the pound dollar 4 hour chart. You know, we were looking at it as a Gartley last week, but it might have actually developed into a bat. Let's see here. Um, 88% retracement would be right here. Um, I mean, that could end up being that could. There's just been a bat. I wouldn't want to short the cable down here. I don't think. That's a 618. So yeah, I don't think I'd want to be short the cable right here, in my opinion. Um, John says, sorry, Blake, just tuning in for the day. Sorry to hear you're leaving us. When is your last morning edge before Polly takes over? That'll be on Friday, John. I'll be on Friday. Friday will be my last day broadcasting. I will, again, I will be, it's not like I'm going anywhere. I'll be around. I'm just not going to be, well, I won't be with the Wise Trade Group or Trade King. I'll be, on my own and trading. Although I will take a little bit of time off here going into the year end, though. John says, thanks, Blake. I miss you already. Oh, thanks, John. I do too. It's not like I said, not a easy um, thing for me. Anna asks, have I seen the Turkish lira? You know, one of the reasons why I specifically am not shorting the U.S. dollar Mexican peso right now is that we have some of um, some of these emerging market currencies are coming under some pressure. So you can see the lira is trying to break higher, and I wanted to be short the U.S. dollar Mexican peso today, and I opted against it because I think the potential for them to continue to sell off, especially as the commodity currencies have been under pressure, is pretty high. So, sorry, I didn't mean to yawn on you guys. So, I think that the potential for this one to move higher is greater. Yeah, and Varn says they just killed the Russian ambassador in Turkey. Yeah, I know that's the reason for the spike, but I think overall that's what the trend that we're going to be seeing. And by the way, what did they yell when um, what did the Turkish what did that guy say in Turkey when he killed the ambassador, the Russian ambassador? Um, for Aleppo. That's what it was. Yeah, I knew he screamed something like that. Bob. Joe says, I know Paulie has his own trade style. We do not want to change that, but if you could get him to do a bias chart, it would be great since you have trained us to follow it. Thanks for all your contributions over the years. Appreciate that, Joe. I'll talk to him about it. Can't guarantee anything like that. Uh, you know, every trader's got their own way of doing things. And the bias chart is just kind of how I do things. It's how I've done things, for 20 years. So I don't know if he's going to be able to provide that. I'd hope he would, but we'll have to see. Um, Alex says, "Hey Blake, your views on the pound Aussie and pound New Zealand. Last Friday we got a big rebound. It's stalled somewhat today, but I'm expecting them to go higher towards year end. Your view? Thanks." I think the good news is we have a breakdown in the Aussie and the Aussie, or excuse me, in the Aussie and the Kiwi really um, at the moment, and so that's good. So I think we can get a continuation. I mean, here's the pound Aussie, right? Let's go out to the daily. So that's a 200-day moving average and channel resistance all comes in right around the same spot, right? So, um, I mean, okay, so I guess if we can clear 7150, that opens up a move for like 75, 76. That's a big move too. I think that's possible. I really do. Let's take a look at the pound New Zealand because we probably see something similar. Yeah. Okay. So let's remove that for a second. So pound New Zealand, if we can break, what is that, 180? So if we can break 180, that opens a move towards 190. I mean, that's a pretty big move if it can do it. Where are we at right now? 79. The big bounce here. So I would say this is a flat pattern. So you want to get this thing to move. So yeah, I mean, if we can get a foothold above like 79.10 or so, that's gonna be pretty bullish. I mean, we're right there. We just need to hold it, like spend an hour or two up here. We spend an hour or two up here, then the chances of us breaking out are much greater. So I don't know. I think um, yeah, I think it looks. I mean, then you have to get a sustained break above 180, and then if this happens, then you're in really good shape. Then you're really talking the bull's gonna, the bullish trend's gonna take hold. Yeah, that's the this chart right here. That's the fire breathing dragon. You know, yeah, fire breathing, fire breathing dragon. Um, yeah, fire breathing dragon. Um, hmm, that pattern's a good one. Never know when those are going to creep up on you. Um, Ricardo says, "Hey Blake, the DAX reacted on the weekly resistance at 11,440. The DAX. I think the DAX responded at the 161% extension. There's it's 261% extension there. Past 161 there. 261% extension there. that's a sick rally. I mean, 10,800 to 11,000, basically 11,500, 11,400. Pretty big. Um, Anna, did you just tell me to shut the fudge up? Is that what you just said? Yeah? For why? Uh, Chris says, man, Kiwi looks like a death cross across the board. No bounce in 3 days. It does look ugly, doesn't it? I love it. Eric says, I'll miss the lunch money doodles. Anna says, because you're retired. I'm not retired. I'm just going on to do something a little different. And I'm here till Friday. So, you know what? If you want me to shut up, then just come back on Monday. How about that? Then you don't have to hear me. This euro looks pretty well bid. This thing looks like it's going to get back up to 105 if you ask me. Anna says, no, I think you're great, but move on. I'm here until Friday, Anna. There's nothing you can do about it. So there. There's something that was agreed by the Wise Trade, the executives over at Trade King, and myself. So the euro dollar looks like we could actually break to 104.70. And if you say something like that again to me, I'm going to have to boot you off. Sorry. I mean, because I'm not going to put up with it. So, so if we can get a rally past this resistance, 105 or 105.20 should come into play. Yeah, I don't know, Craig. Seriously. Andres says, I like to thank you all that you've done for so long. I'm very sad now. I didn't mean to make you sad. Um, Chris says, I will miss the random questions. My favorite of 2016 was when someone asked you to fib more stuff, please. uh, Varden, that's Anna. That's who that was. Uh, Alex says the Come On Donkey, Greek God, Smurf song, yada yada yada, Blake's greatest hits. uh, Hold on really fast. Let me take a look at the Canadian. Ooh. This one right here, we got to keep an eye on this Euro Canadian. Above 140.50, that one's going to start squeezing. Italy said to weigh increase in public debt for bank aid. That's crazy. Um, this whole Monte Paschi stock being down 10% has probably freaked him out again. Jack says, do you think never short or dull market applies in today's market, or is it sideways to down for the day? Your thoughts? I personally think that if you're going to be shorting the market, you got to wait till the first of the year. Personally, I don't see any reason why you need to be trying to stand in front of the train right now. It may go down, but it may go down for today, maybe. But I think that like the stock market coming down today would be a gift for those people looking to be long into year end. People aren't looking to sell for tax reasons. They're not going to be selling until the first of the year. Rob says, cheers to your new direction. I commend you for your effort to help aspiring traders. Thanks, Rob. Thank you. Damn, this peso. This really irritates me. I feel like I should be short the peso right now. Excuse me really quick, guys. Excuse me. All right, guys, my kids are off. They're out of school this week for the Christmas holiday, and my dad just came over. He's going to take one of my kids out to go have some fun, so that's cool. Um, Let me go back over to this peso because I really, really want to be short the U.S. dollar Mexican peso, being long pesos, but I didn't do it over the weekend. I got a little freaked out because of these commodity currencies were under such pressure. But I'm going to tell you guys, if this peso can rally to new highs, I am going to be on the short side. Any move above 21, just for future reference, so you guys kind of know where I stand, a couple weeks out or, even a month or two out. Um,
I'm here, by the way.
oh, hey, Kip. How's it going?
Good, good.
Um, and sorry, I'm just looking at a little bit of volatility that just looks like some volatility just hit the market. So um, anyway, well, hey, I'm going to pass it over to you, man.
Okay, cool.
It is all yours, guys and gals. I will be back tomorrow morning on the Morning Edge.